Friedrich Paulus's final words shocked historians and challenged everything we thought we knew about one of World War II's most decisive battles. What he revealed before his death stunned even those closest to him. Born on September 23, 1890, in a small German town, Paulus came from a modest background. His father was a schoolteacher, and his mother was a farmer's daughter. There was nothing in his early life to suggest he would become a key figure in history. As a reserved and methodical youth, he had no dreams of glory. Originally, he wanted to join the German Navy, but was rejected due to poor health. Instead, he joined the army in 1910 and focused on planning and logistics rather than frontline combat. During World War I, Paulus earned respect for his organizational skills and calm under pressure. Outside the military, he married Elena Rossetti Sulescu, a Romanian noblewoman, which brought stability and a broader social circle. After the war, despite the army's drastic downsizing, Paulus quietly rose through the ranks during Germany's turbulent Weimar years. By the 1930s, as Hitler rose to power, he was known as a dependable, disciplined officer who avoided politics and personal glory. Instead of battlefield glory, Friedrich Paulus became known as the man who could expertly map movements, calculate supplies, and anticipate an army's needs. These skills made him invaluable, but also highlighted his limits. A cautious, methodical officer shaped by discipline and duty. When he joined the German army in 1910, it was a world of strict tradition and hierarchy, perfect for someone who valued order. Paulus wasn't the charismatic leader inspiring troops with fiery speeches. He earned respect through diligence and precision. During World War I, while many sought combat, Paulus worked behind the scenes in staff roles, managing planning and logistics. Though less glamorous, his calm under pressure and attention to detail were crucial to operations. He was reliable, though reserved, standing apart in an army often driven by ambition and glory. After Germany's defeat and the harsh Treaty of Versailles, Paulus quietly served in staff positions throughout the 1920s. His steady, cautious personality kept him focused on duty, avoiding the political chaos of the Weimar Republic and later, the rise of Hitler. This neutrality worked in his favor, allowing him to be seen as a professional rather than a political figure. Lacking charisma or bold vision, he relied on an unshakable sense of duty and strict obedience, qualities prized by his superiors. As Germany rearmed in the 1930s, Paulus's patience paid off. When World War II began in 1939, he was still a career officer known for his expertise in staff work, rising through discipline rather than battlefield fame. War has a way of pushing certain men forward, and for Friedrich Paulus, the rapid expansion of the German military opened doors he never expected. Early in World War II, he worked behind the scenes, coordinating movements of men, tanks, and supplies, roles crucial to Germany's swift victories. In 1940, during the lightning-fast invasion of France, Paulus served as a senior staff officer under General Gerd von Rundstedt. While others grabbed headlines, Paulus built a reputation as a precise and careful planner. His rise continued when he became Deputy Chief of Staff of the German Army, working closely with top generals. Known for his reserved and obedient style, he rarely challenged orders, a trait that shaped his later relationship with Hitler. When Operation Barbarossa launched in 1941, Paulus helped plan the massive invasion of the Soviet Union, mapping out logistics for moving millions of troops deep into enemy territory. Yet, the campaign exposed the harsh realities of vast distances and stretched supply lines. In 1942, Paulus was promoted to general and given command of the powerful 6th Army, over 250,000 men tasked with capturing Stalingrad, a city bearing Stalin's name and symbolic importance. Initially, the 6th Army advanced quickly, but supply lines grew thin, resistance hardened, and winter loomed. The brutal urban warfare turned Stalingrad into a deadly maze of streets, factories, and tunnels, with Soviet defenders refusing to yield. The German flanks, held by poorly equipped allies, were vulnerable. In November 1942, the Soviets launched Operation Uranus, breaking through and encircling Paulus's entire force. With over 250,000 men trapped, the German high command faced a choice: break out or hold the city. Hitler ordered Paulus to stand fast, promising air supply that was never enough. Bound by discipline, Paulus obeyed, even as his soldiers starved and froze in the ruins. As conditions worsened at Stalingrad, Friedrich Paulus's command was tested like never before. Hunger, frostbite, and dwindling ammunition devastated his troops. Medical supplies vanished, and soldiers wrapped themselves in rags to survive the brutal winter. Yet Hitler insisted the Sixth Army hold its ground. Paulus's generals urged him to defy orders and break out, but loyal and cautious, he refused. For weeks, the army withered inside the Soviet encirclement. By January 1943, all hope was lost. The Soviets launched their final assault, crushing German resistance. In a cruel move, Hitler promoted Paulus to field marshal, the first to receive the rank without victory, signaling the expectation that he should commit suicide rather than surrender. But Paulus refused. On January 31, 1943, he surrendered, the first German field marshal ever captured alive. In Soviet captivity, Paulus's stance shifted. He joined the anti-Nazi National Committee for a Free Germany, urging German leaders to end the war and reject Hitler's destructive loyalty. Released after the war, Paulus settled in East Germany, where the government portrayed him as a repentant figure who had turned against Nazism. Despite this public image, he carried the heavy burden of his past. By 1957, weakened by years of captivity and illness, Paulus lay in a Dresden hospital. In his final days, he calmly confessed he never intended to follow Hitler's deadly expectation of suicide. As a devout Roman Catholic, suicide was unthinkable to him. He had always valued life, even amid the horrors of Stalingrad, forbidding reckless sacrifices. Friedrich Paulus died in 1957 at 66. His final words sparked controversy, revealing how discipline once silenced his true feelings. East Germany hailed him as a symbol of redemption, while many in the West viewed him as a controversial figure accused of cowardice for failing to save his men. Paulus remains unique, the only German field marshal captured alive, whose surrender marked a turning point in World War II. Textbooks often quoted him selectively, highlighting his criticism of Hitler but downplaying his Nazi service. Survivors of Stalingrad are divided. Some saw him as distant but dutiful. Others praised his efforts to prevent needless sacrifice. Historians debate his legacy. Some see him as a warning about blind obedience and a military culture lacking moral judgment. Others view him as a tragic man who realized too late that loyalty to a corrupt leader is no virtue. His confession forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human weakness. Paulus was neither monster nor martyr, just a man torn between loyalty and conscience who admitted he was wrong. Over 6 decades later, he remains a divisive symbol, forever tied to Stalingrad, the battle that changed World War II and sealed Nazi Germany's fate. Who do you think was the worst of Hitler's generals? Let us know in the comments. If you love Hollywood gossip, celebrity news, and all things star-studded, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update.